Hey guys and gals, this is Alex with Legendary Apartment Brokers here in Kansas City. Today is Monday, March 9th, 2026, and this is the KC Multifamily Minute where I cover every single new opportunity that's multifamily, hits the open market. Real estate investors, active 1031 exchange buyers, those wanting to be aggressive in the market, build wealth for them and their families long term. Right now I got my website pulled up, legendaryapartmentbrokers.com, which shows you every single listing that's out there and available on the open market. Actually, this is everything, whether it's under contract or not. Shows 72 listings. So let's talk about the stats here. This is really 63. There's this 10 series of different fourplexes down here in Harrisonville. Kind of confuses the market a little bit as far as total numbers. But there's 63 active total listings out there. 49 are available, which means 14 are under contract. So 49 you go out there and get. A little bit lower than the last few weeks because several properties have gone under contract recently. I've had a couple properties go under contract. I do have some new listings coming up too, so that might change these numbers here a little bit, bigger and smaller ones. The other piece here that I wanted to talk about is over on LoopNet, how many new we've got over here and what are the statistics. 39 total listings, 33 are available, 6 are marked under contract. That's higher than I think most of last year was in this mid-30s, so we're at 39. A few more listings out there. 33 are available. One of those is new. So since we're over here on LoopNet.com, we'll cover that one. It's not in an area that I do a bunch of business in. It's not I'm for or against it. It's just not in the area. It's east of 71, south of I-70. It's 48 units. It's unpriced. It's called Chase and Cole Apartments. Again, 48 units. I think there's tax abatement in here. There's rent bumps. Had some work done on it. There's also assumable debt. But in my opinion, this is probably more of a Class D location. Now, it is block by block specific. There could be some great blocks in this area. But for me and where I do business, I just don't, I'm not an expert here. So happy to reach out and talk to me about it, give you my 2 cents on it. But again, I don't do a ton of business over there. And it's not something that I'm an expert at. So anyway, that's everything on LoopNet. Over here on legendaryapartmentbrokers.com, there's actually no real new listings over the last week, which is why I think you see some of the stats maybe a little bit lower than you expect or want. We are getting into March, so March 9th is today. I would imagine we're going to see several new listings this week as we continue into April. Unfortunately, there is, at least unfortunately from a lot of different reasons, but there is a war going on that does produce uncertainty in the market, especially in the bond market. You've seen interest rates maybe go up on the owner-occupied homes, maybe with some local lenders. So keep that in mind. Hopefully that, war, conflict, whatever you want to call it, is concluded here very soon for the sake of all real estate investors and really for the sake of everybody that wants peace across the world, I guess. So anyway, going back over here, let's talk about statistics. We've got February stats are closed out. January stats are closed out. I've got here pulled up for podcast listeners the sales statistics for 5+ units in and across the entire Kansas City Metro, the 7 counties of the Kansas City Metro. It's got it in here by year, and it's $300,000 to plus. This is MLS data only. And it's 5 units only. So your fourplexes, duplexes aren't included in here. As we know, there's maybe 80 to 100 transactions every year that happen that are 5 units or above in the Kansas City Metro. So what we've got here is kind of this, I guess, teal green color is going to be your 2026 numbers. Pink is going to be 2025. So it's easy to determine against those two. And so far, at least, only 2 months in, the turquoise, whatever sea green color is much lower than the pink over the last couple months. Now, we are talking about, between, at least for 2025 numbers, between 4 and 7 sales, whereas 2026, we only have had 1 in February and 1 in January. March, we've already had 1. Again, 5 units and above. I think we've seen some uptick in fourplexes, duplexes, triplexes, those kind of things on the smaller scale, but has not quite reached some of the larger transactions. Again, this doesn't include anything that's off market or anything that's more commercial style, something that's not going to hit the MLS. So your commercial only brokers won't be included in these numbers. So again, nothing alarming, I would say. And again, I feel like the trend is trending in the right direction. It's just what's closed out is low in volume. Okay. So just keep that in mind as you're looking across the Kansas City metro, what you're looking for. If you've got a 1031 exchange, you're an active real estate investor, you want to talk about Kansas City multifamily, I'm your guy. Reach out, Alex at Legendary Apartment Brokers. We'll talk soon.